Hello, annyeonghaseyo.
안녕하세요.
That's hello in Korean. Have you been practicing? We've been practicing to learn how to welcome someone in Korean. It's annyeonghaseyo.
안녕하세요.
This week we also are observing the 50th ever Earth Day. And in honor of that important time, to remember that Earth is God's creation and sacred, we want to offer a reflection about the sacredness and the beauty of the earth.
So we'll start by drawing from Psalm 65. By awesome deeds you answer us with deliverance, O God of our salvation. You are the hope of all ends of the earth and of the farthest seas. By your strength you establish the mountains. You are girded with might. You silence the roaring of the seas, the roaring of their waves, the tumult of the people. Those who live at earth's farthest bounds are awed by your signs. You make the gateways of the morning and the evening shout for joy. You visit the earth and water it. You greatly enrich it. The river of God is full of water. You provide the people with grain, for so you have prepared it. You water its furrows abundantly, settling its ridges, softening it with showers, and blessing its growth. You crown the year with your bounty. Your wagon tracks overflow with richness. The pastures of the wilderness overflow. The hills gird themselves with joy. The meadows clothe themselves with flocks. The valleys deck themselves with grain. And they shout and sing together for joy.
Amen. I love that beautiful imagery of the richness and abundance of the earth, and that sense of wonder and joy and delight just in creation itself, especially while things feel constrained and less than joyful right now.
And while it may feel less than joyful, we know that the physical distancing we are doing is slowing the spread of COVID-19, and it is being effective. Also, the earth is healing as we slow down.
And so that's a word of hope and of assurance today, is that the earth is actually showing signs of regaining some of the losses that overactivity and overconsumption by humanity have caused. I've seen some pictures recently of cities that used to be just totally, you weren't able to see across the city because of smog, and bit by bit, as people have stayed home and there are fewer cars on the road, and production has slowed in many ways, the skies are clearing. And where it once seemed that maybe we'd gone to a point of no return on a lot of the destruction of the planet, there are ways that the earth itself is healing. And that is an amazing assurance and an amazing thing to be able to see. And so just as the physical distance is working to slow the spread of the virus, this slowing down of humanity is working in a different way to slow the destruction of the planet, or maybe even give time for it to heal. So I think our action for all of us to consider this week is what we could do to continue, what we could keep from this time of a slower pace of life that might help benefit the earth moving forward. There are lessons we're learning right now that we might be able to continue to apply in the months and years ahead to give the earth the sacred worth that it is due as God's glorious and abundant creation. I don't know if you've thought of any things that we've seen. We were talking about local sources for food and other resources, and how we're able to buy. We're seeing the need to buy local now, but that also helps the supply chain.
It does. And sometimes the supply chain can be a simple pot in our backyard in the sun if we plant some seeds and see what we might be able to grow.
Yes. We're also finding that a lot of our meetings really could be emails or could be phone calls at least, and happen remotely. What can we continue to do that helps us travel less and use less fossil fuels, but also dump less pollution into the atmosphere? So we encourage you to find a few options. Maybe it is as simple as planting something to eat or something to bring beauty into your part of the world. Maybe it is considering which things you might source locally, or what you might be able to give up. It turns out we could live without. That might make things more sustainable moving forward, so that we learn and heal from this time together.
And sometimes we have beauty in unexpected places or places we have not had a chance to explore enough. And so we have this Finner hymnal called The Faith We Sing that has some of the most beautiful poetry set to music as hymns. And so I'm reminded of one by Shirley Arena Murray. It's called I Am Your Mother, and I just want to share with you the first two verses. They say the words that so many of us are feeling. And it is called I Am Your Mother, Earth Prayer. I am your mother, do not neglect me. Children, protect me. I need your trust. My breath is your breath. My death is your death. Ashes to ashes. Dust to dust. I am your nurture. Do not destroy me. Love and enjoy me. Savor my fruit. My good is your good. My food is your food. Water and flower. Branches and root.
Amen. And thanks be to God for the gift of the earth, for the gift of poetry and music when we can sing it, and for the gift of beauty wherever we find it. I'm grateful, and it reminds me of the need to say thanks, and thank you in Korean is 감사합니다. That is thank you. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
So you can practice that one too. Thank you, God, for the beauty of creation. God who speaks all languages. 감사합니다, for the beauty of the earth.